Okay, let's do a quickly rewind from last week. We had five trades to be taken. We first taken the break-even trade, where I was still in school, right after class, which was uh, a process loss because we were rushed. We shouldn't have traded that day. We made the huge spike up. I can go back to it. It was the Monday. I think I took the trade on ES. Yeah, I took it right there. No, it was on ES. No, I guess it was on NQ. The Monday one. Yes, it was this one on NQ. We shouldn't have traded due to this large spike. We were at the market at like 1435, 1440, not in a good state. It was a bit forced because I've said I haven't traded in that long. I took this trade, unfortunately stopped out at break even. What we learned from that was like more, which I also learned about more trade this week was like do more backtesting reps every single day before going to the charts to get those pattern recognition in get more charts daily. Yeah, that was the trade on Monday, but you can watch my Monday recap real quick. Oh no, that's the wrong one. That's the one though. Trading and I need to make this work out. I need to make money. This is the fucking wrong mindset. Yeah, talk to you. This is the wrong mindset for trade, at least. And yeah, we ended the day with $0 break even, as I said. So we come to today and another pretty ugly trade for me. Yeah, this was the Thursday trade, the super bad trade where I decided just because there was a perfect setup on the 5 minute and on the 1 minute to take the short into I don't know what. Let's see real quick. Coming into the session, my bias was clearly bullish because, like as you see, there's nothing to the downside, and completely trash trade. There was some sort of things to the upside, like some liquidity. But like coming into the session, my bias was clearly. I didn't take a trade. This was the trade I should have taken. I'll leave it right now. Coming into the session, my bias was pretty much consolidation, some bullish movement till this low resistance liquidity, which happened. Like this exactly, my bias played out. But I was ready for the session, but as well today. Yeah, on Thursday, on Tuesday, I acted on FOMO. This was a FOMO trade. Not a good trade just because I saw set up on the 5 minute. All time frames have to be aligned on the daily, on the 4, on the 1 hour. You know the market structure. This was a bad trade, but trades like this don't define you or me. This was just not good on Thursday. Then let's rewind back to the Wednesday trade. I think the Wednesday trade was pretty good. Was this Wednesday trade? Oh, this was the Wednesday trade. Confirmation on that. And we haven't Yeah, this was in my opinion a good trade because let's turn this real quick down. Yeah, this was a probability loss because the S&P, the opposing S&P has played out. There was nothing much to the downside. We had a daily bias more to the upside, and here you can also see like we've dismissed a bit the very strong opposing market structure. Yeah, this was a good trade in my opinion. Unfortunately, in my opinion, this was a probability loss. Did I say anything on that? Let me see. actually from the price. As I was take a trip early, like there, or made a perfect setup on the Monday. Strong bullish movement, also interesting step on US 100. And on Tuesday, I think I got it early in the video. Yeah, right there. I should have taken this short right here of the breakfast structure and the IFVG. I didn't take it because it was pretty early. It was 14:43, and I think it was like this one. Like, I had a bad connection on Tuesday and Wednesday, and so I was like in the moment. I was like connected again right here. This was pretty bad, but I decided not to switch seat, to not get out of the good state I was in. And as well, like on Wednesday, it was this manufacturer FOMO where it said, at this point there is FOMO, but there wasn't really FOMO. It was like I was talking myself into not taking that trade without really listening to really what was going on. And that this would have been a super solid trade, 14:43, like 30 minutes into market open, great setup, SMT, got the draws to the downside, and I was also a bit anchored to my bias. This trade was okay. Looking back at it, it was not a really good trade to take this one because we've made the swift move to the downside of the SMT, taking a low resistance liquidity. So I shouldn't probably have taken this long, and this was a bit forced because I missed out on this former trade where I just wasn't ready, and I remember like wanting to wait for a 5-minute confirmation right here. I wanted to wait for 5-minute inverse fair value gap for 5-minute retrace, and then for more confirmation down. And I was not ready to take the trade on the 1 minute because I thought this was a SMT on the hourly, but it as you can see here, it wasn't actually, because it was just a higher wick and a lower wick. That means that's the 4 on my bad. Where's the 1 hour? Here's the 1 hour. Yeah, you can see it here, just a higher wick and a lower wick. This is not a hourly SMT. This is clearly symbol. It's a 5-minute SMT, and when you get a 5-minute, my strategy is like when you get a 5-minute manipulation, execute of the 1 minute. I overforced waiting there on.
Try that state and focus.
Yeah, on the 5 minutes. On the 5-minute confirmation. Yes, sir. So. Yeah, I had like 4 losing days this week. I mean, you cannot get too comfortable around that, but you should not be too much affected of that. On Thursday, I think I also took a pretty good trade. Yeah, on Thursday I took a very good trade because we made a perfect bullish SMT, had the bullish draws here to the upside, was very confident in the trade. In the gray zone, like at 40-45 of the fair value gap. I didn't enter right here because I felt FOMO. Very good discipline, not entering on FOMO. Entered right here of this candle, very good trade. Like on Thursday, I think there's not much to criticize about that. We wrote some shit down here because I was early at the market, noise cancelling headphones, and without music where I was listening my thoughts. This was very good on Thursday. And this was also both the bad things were. The bad thing was that I was a bit predicting the future, waiting for an SMT. I was talking about that in the video, waiting for the reaction of the reaction of the reaction. And but Thursday was as well also, I would say, a pretty good trade because I quickly reevaluated the session targets during the session, etc. Yeah, that's about Thursday. Then let's come to our last trade of the week. We're after 4 losing days.
we finally took our first dub of the week. Unfortunately, the trade you see here, I didn't hit full take profit because I was talking about it in the video. That I should have taken my profits right there, and I extended my take profit down there because it was very realistic. That price after this extension candle makes another extension candle, takes out those equal lows, which it then did, as you see later on, but it got hit like Monday this morning at like 1 a.m. and as you know, on funded accounts you cannot hold positions over the weekend, but it wouldn't have mattered anyway because I got stopped at break even. Right here I made $2,900 and some dollars on that. Beautiful execution here on the it was a beautiful setup of the SMT and then the trade down there. This was my session target. This trade would have been like 50 minutes, 1 hour, and yeah, my lesson for the day was here as well. Take your slice and don't try to trade the whole pizza. Like this trade looks juicy right now, but those are like 6-7 hours. You know what I'm saying? That's not what we want when we trade intraday. And yeah, but the execution on Friday was a bit rushed. I told you that one. Where do we got it? No. There we go. Yeah, it was a bit rushed. Right there, I decided to take the trade here with my entry checklist, but then I was 1442 and I was like, oh, wait a bit, I need a bit more confirmation reaction to the downside on the 5 minute, and then I suddenly entered on this candle due to FOMO, and there wasn't really a reaction on the 5 minute. Nearly got stopped out and blown on my account because I over-risked, because I didn't go through my checklist again right here, and I should, because I only got through my checklist here. So what we learned from that, go through your entry checklist before every single fucking signal. And yeah, the trade of the day would have been here, I think, on the, just delete that shit. But on ES also here, inverse Ferrari gap. If I would have been a little more patient, but I mean, there was a bit pressure on me on Friday, 4 days losing streak. Yeah, nearly blow my account because I over-risked. So Friday was pretty crazy. But I ended up hitting my TP, and then I extended my TP. This was not a bad decision because I knew, as price also did, that price will go down, and I was like thinking, why don't seize this opportunity? Because I was like not really sure, should I just take the slice, should I take the whole pizza? I always make this analogy, but we know now, take the fucking slice.